Sunday, will love mean an end to Michael's crime-fighting career?
You must be joking.
He's in a tailspin over someone very special. Night Riders, Sunday.
Michael is...
The American tradition continues as Baltimore takes on the White Sox or San Francisco battles Pittsburgh. The memories are waiting Saturday.
Up next, we'll have a live report from San Francisco where Gary Hart says he will still be the one. And Ferraro and Mondale meet the people as a team.
As 46,000 hospital and nursing home workers go on strike, we will show you how one area hospital is coping. And a self-styled defender of the persecuted is accused of getting some preferential treatment for himself. Up next on News 4 Tonight.
Does the gasoline you use have the most cleansing power available? For gasoline after gasoline, the answer is no. For Chevron, it's yes. Yes to Chevron's patented gasoline additive for greater cleansing power in your intake system. Power for better performance. Yes to the most cleansing power in a gasoline today. Yes also to a wide range of buying choices. The most cleansing power available? For gasoline after gasoline, the answer is no. Chevron says yes.
For years now, we've been kidding Jim here about his eyesight. The fact is that Jim has the eyes of an eagle.
Thanks, Boo.
Why, he's one of the first guys to spot light beer from Miller. Saw right away that light tastes great and it's less filling.
Sure, all you have to do is read the label. It says light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer.
I think you want this, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
As I was saying, it's the same as the nose on your face.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Oh, I don't believe this.
We're America's favorite ice cream store. And you know what we're famous for.
Great American classics like Baskin-Robbins Baseball Nut with luscious vanilla ice cream, big chunks of cashews, and a swirl of raspberries for the umpire. It's one of our biggest hits. And as American as home plate. After all,
we're America's favorite ice cream store.
This is Channel 4, the #1 station for news. From WNBC TV, this is News 4 New York with Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons.
Good evening, I'm John Hambrick. Chuck is off tonight. Come Monday night, he'll be co-anchoring this newscast from the Democratic Convention in San Francisco, where our News 4 team is already gearing up.
And convention action is gearing up as well. Democrats from around the nation are converging on the city by the Bay to set the wheels in motion for an uphill fight for the White House. Ralph Penza is standing by live in San Francisco. Ralph?
In fact, I'm standing by live right inside Convention Center, Sue, and the preparations are going on here for what is turning out to be a truly exciting convention. Exciting, of course, because Walter Mondale has chosen Geraldine Ferraro to be his vice presidential running mate. And there's no doubt about it, next week when she moves to that podium up there to accept the nomination, there will be a tremendous ovation in this hall. And today, the political reverberations continued. As Walter Mondale hoped, there was very little talk today about floor fights and lots of talk about his choice of Geraldine Ferraro. Here's what's been happening. Gary Hart arrived in San Francisco just a few hours ago. He told News 4 that he is still in the race, still a viable candidate, and that Mondale's selection of Geraldine Ferraro doesn't change that for him.
I still think that the delegate's going to look at which candidate has the best chance of winning. The polls still show that this campaign and this candidacy has the best chance to defeat Ronald Reagan, and I think that's what's going to sway the delegates.
There are some negative voices here in San Francisco over Ferraro's selection, but they are mostly outside Convention Center. One of the strongest blasts came from Moral Majority Leader Jerry Falwell.
Not only were the Free Congress Foundation and Moral Majority denied the right to appear before the Platform Committee with our resolutions, pro-family resolutions, Mrs. Ferraro also refused her own ranks, such as Feminists for Life, Democratic Party members who, because they oppose abortion, were not allowed to give their point of view.
But Falwell is plainly in the minority here. A more typical reaction to Ferraro as a vice presidential candidate came in San Francisco earlier today from New York Senator Daniel Moynihan on Live at 5.
She is about as straightforward, commonsensical, dead-center Democrat that you'll ever meet. She comes from part of Queens where people work for a living. She represents them well. She's shown a great style in putting together our platform, which is what we're here for right now today. get to know her, you'll vote for her.
And we may know more tomorrow about Jesse Jackson's reaction to the choice of Geraldine Ferraro. He's already praised Mondale, but tomorrow morning he holds a press conference here in San Francisco. We're going to find out if that choice perhaps has eased some of his demands about putting blacks on various positions in a Mondale administration. He has insisted that Mondale name blacks to key posts. We'll see now whether Geraldine Ferraro's choice eases some of his demands and makes him more cooperative. We'll know tomorrow, and we'll cover that for you, too. Sue?
Well, thank you, Ralph. While the Reverend Falwell was in his hotel, a large group of gays and bisexuals gathered in the square outside. For the leader of the moral majority, they whipped up some savage mockery, calling it an exorcism of his immorality. The group called themselves the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, headed by Sister Boom Boom.
The only hell is that of your own guilt, your own fear, your own intolerance. The God who loves you offers no damnation, but instead the eternal glory of her love.
While Falwell conferred with his family forum, he was baited with signs and even an impersonation. The demonstration was a bit bawdy, but peaceful.
Walter Mondale and his VP pick Geraldine Ferraro will swing into San Francisco over the weekend. They spent today in Mr. Mondale's hometown of Elmore, Minnesota, their first stop as a campaign duo, even though their anticipated anointment is yet to be formalized at the convention. News 4's Gabe Pressman, who will participate in our team coverage from San Francisco, was watching the Mondale-Ferraro show in Minnesota. He filed this report.
It was a day of homecoming, of nostalgia. Walter Mondale with his radiant new running mate, Geraldine Ferraro, arriving first in Fairmont in south-central Minnesota, near the Iowa border. Farm country, Republican country. But as the Republican mayor and members of the Chamber of Commerce told us, this was a day of pride for Minnesota, pride in a local boy about to be nominated for the presidency. And at the airport in this town where Mondale's father once preached, they were lined up 5 deep at the fence. They wanted to shake his hand, and Mondale reciprocated the feeling. As he was getting into his car, we asked, "This is Republican territory, isn't it?"
Oh, this is Mondale territory. Both is true.
Then, after a motorcade trip, Elmore, about 30 miles away, the town in which Mondale grew up. A crush of people at the house the Mondales lived in when he was in his teens, just off the street now named after him. He accepted a proclamation, a couple of gifts, introduced Geraldine Ferraro's family and his. This first day of the honeymoon in this political marriage celebrated yesterday in Minneapolis. Mondale and Ferraro taking pains to tell the crowd that they were not a political odd couple. He, the son of a poor Methodist minister, had very much in common with the daughter of a widowed working-class woman who struggled to send that daughter to college. And they told the folks in Elmore, population 882, that they had very much in common with the folks in Queens, population about 2 million.
They're just like we are, with the same values, the same hopes.
You want more for your kids than you had. And that's the American dream. And that's what I think this campaign is going to be all about. It's going to be about the future.
Later, voices in the crowd. What do you think of the running mate?
Oh, I think she's great. I really do.
They represent good mid-American values.
Gabe Pressman, News 4, New York, in Elmore, Minnesota.
Don't know whether you saw them or not, but some anti-abortion demonstrators calling themselves Catholics Against Ferraro were there in Elmore today, too. And here in New York, the founder of the National Organization of Men insisted that Mondale was coerced by feminists to choose Ferraro, something President Reagan also implied or hinted at during a GOP women's luncheon at the White House. The president went on to prophesy an eventual woman president would come from Republican ranks.
Why? Because we have the great talent. The women who have advanced in our party and who are coming up through the ranks today are doing it by merit.
Mr. Reagan insisted it is, quote, foolish to argue that Democrats best represent women's interests. And once again, he compared Mr. Mondale's selection of Ms. Ferraro to his own appointment of Sandra Day O'Connor to the Supreme Court. On the other hand, Mr. Reagan's daughter, Maureen, indicated on NBC's Today Show this morning she was a bit sorry the Democrats were the first to put forth a female VP candidate.
Still ahead on News 4 New York. We'll show you why a strike could make it a long weekend for people in city hospitals and nursing homes. You'll hear charges that a self-styled defender of the persecuted is getting special handling now that he's being prosecuted. And a Long Island teenager enters a plea in the drug and Satan cult murder. That news and more when News 4 continues.
I need a new car. And this time I want a new car.
Know what you mean.
Everything I like costs $10,000 or more. Look at that car. Hey, it's Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. Your dad just get a new car?
You noticed my new Oldsmobile Forenza. How can you afford a new Olds all of a sudden? For $7,300 and change, so can you. Let's check it out. Front wheel drive, electronic fuel injection.
Pretty sporty.
Only $7,300 and change?
The Olds Forenza.
A young people's car.
At a young people's price.
Surround them. It sounds like thunder and moves like lightning. And when it's over, you head for the mountains. Bush. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Brewed the natural way, so it's always as smooth as its name. Bush. Head for Bush beer. Head for the mountain. Head for...
It's Fortune-Off's end-of-the-season clearance on all ceiling fans at more than 50% off. That's right. Every ceiling fan and light kit in the department is on sale at more than 50% off. This reversible 3-speed fan with 5 blades, now a low $89. Fortune-Off's 3-speed reversible flush fan at more than half off, only $79. Special this week, a 3-speed reversible fan with a free light kit, $69. During our ceiling fan clearance at Fortune-Off.
It began as an idea, a video camera and VHS recorder all in one. But hold everything. Now JVC introduces Video Movie. You can play back through the eyepiece or a TV, even without a VCR. In low light or daylight, the picture is incredible. And Video Movie is so lightweight, you're free to be more creative. Get your hands on the video camera and recorder in one. JVC's Video Movie, and hold everything.
Why learn all of this when you can use Macintosh by simply learning this? Macintosh.
There was a deadline delay, but the strike came about late this afternoon anyway. I'm talking about the strike by some 46,000 New York hospital and nursing home workers. Even so, there does not seem to be a health emergency yet. That's the report from News 4's Mike Taibbi after he visited one of the biggest hospitals affected, Roosevelt Hospital here in Manhattan.
Shift some people around the other end, but we want the line to keep going. Please.
By 7 this evening, the pickets were being redeployed, and some of them, exhausted by days of strike preparations and the first full tour on the line, were sent home. The strike issue is a simple one, money. The union representing orderlies, janitorial and clerical staff, and lab and x-ray technicians will not accept 4% pay hikes. Management, the League of Voluntary Hospitals, says that's it. The reduced numbers on the picket lines had no effect, of course, on the main problem now facing 27 hospitals and 25 nursing homes, namely continuing to provide a high level of care, a satisfactory level of care, for the patients affected.
G11, Mr. O'Leary.
In the early stages of the strike, patient care has not been affected. Nurses and doctors are on duty, and if construction employees and hospital vice presidents are seeing to it that meals are served and other essential small tasks completed, they insist it is all getting done.
Absolutely. Better than we expected.
The 1,200 patients here, while aware of a strike, can say, because they know it to be true, that their care has continued uninterrupted.
Technician came in to draw blood, and they said, well, the strike started, stop. Yes, and that was the last, but otherwise there's been no interference with care.
Outside, the pickets continued their own vigil, but no hospital employees were harassed, and there were even quite friendly discussions. There was no attempt whatsoever to interfere with emergency room traffic or other hospital functions. By their tone and their words, the strikers seemed to want to make their point, instead of forcing their point by instigating a health crisis. There really is no animosity between you and the staff people who are in the hospital doing your job.
Whatsoever, none whatsoever.
Principles, just the principle.
We just want what
we deserve and what we're entitled to.
The two sides are scheduled to meet again tomorrow morning at 11. Mike Taibbi, News 4, Manhattan.
Cabrini Medical Center, Mount Sinai, Beth Israel, St. Vincent's, and Columbia Presbyterian. Those are the other major Manhattan hospitals that could be affected if the strike continues through Monday, along with Montefiore in the Bronx, Jamaica and Long Island Jewish in Queens, and Methodist in Hillcrest in Brooklyn. Sue.
A Long Island teenager is being held without bail tonight after pleading innocent to charges of killing another youth in a satanic ritual murder. 18-year-old James Troiano of Northport showed no emotion when he was arraigned in Suffolk County Court today. He was charged with acting in concert with 17-year-old Richard Casso and knifing their victim, then gouging his eyes out. The body of Gary Lowers, also 17, was found in a shallow grave. Shortly after the murder, Casso hanged himself in his jail cell. And a lawyer who made headlines representing the family of a young man allegedly killed by transit police has his own trouble with the law tonight. But News 4's Mary Civello reports there are charges. The scales are being tipped in favor of the man who called for justice in the case of Michael Stewart.
I think he was treated like a guest and a friend of the police department. And, I mean, it's unbelievable.
O'Reilly is talking about a case that began in court. Alton Maddox. Maddox was representing notorious thrill killer Willie Boscott Wednesday. The judge delayed the trial, and a brawl broke out between Boscott and court officers. According to authorities, Maddox jumped in, 3 court officers injured, and Maddox and his client arrested for felonious assault. Then, O'Reilly insists, a series of injustices by city authorities began.
I don't know why a deputy police commissioner appeared on the scene to handle a simple assault.
That deputy police commissioner, Wilhelmina Holliday, a woman who received publicity as a parole board officer. She voted to release a prisoner who then went out and murdered a cop. She was unavailable for comment on the Maddox case today, but Deputy Commissioner Alice McGillian defended Holliday's actions.
She's a Deputy Commissioner for Community Affairs. Mr. Maddox is a leader in the community, and she knew him and knew the family. They called her, they requested her to go. That's why she was there.
As a friend or in an official capacity?
Well, as a Deputy Police Commissioner, you're always in an official capacity.
Police officers have been arrested, court officers have been arrested. I have never heard of anybody having a deputy, any one of those individuals, having a deputy police commissioner appear and interfere on their behalf.
Her official car was used to transport Maddox to be booked.
Mr. Maddox and his lawyer refused to get into the car with the court officers. Mr. Maddox claimed that the court officers had assaulted him.
Prisoners who have been arrested do not dictate their terms of transportation. It is unheard of. It does not happen. It is an outrageous excuse. And we do not take orders from prisoners after we place them under arrest.
As for the speeded arraignment, the immediate reduction of charges against Maddox, District Attorney Morgenthau would have no comment today. Mary Civello, News 4, New York.
Well, for his part, Maddox says he acted only to protect his client from an assault by court officers, and he's considering filing charges against them. And still ahead on News 4 tonight, Sal will tell us if the Mets are still #1.
He'll also tell us about the Yankees and their winning ways. Up next.
If you could look back in your walls, you'd see where your roaches are hiding and breeding, back in the walls. To get rid of bugs, you've got to get back there, and Decon Fogger does. It kills bugs back in the walls. You see, Decon Fogger has microfine mist. It goes through the same openings that roaches do, penetrates to get back in the walls, kills bugs where they hide and breed. Want to get back at bugs? Get Decon Fogger. It kills bugs back in the walls. Decon comes through for you.
Gentlemen, your answers.
We agree. We disagree.
Republicans and Democrats traditionally don't see eye to eye.
Take the tunnel. Take the bridge.
Yet, despite their differences,
turn here. Go straight.
Both parties, for the first time, have chosen the same airline for their national conventions.
American? American. After you.
If you drive a car or ride in one, this message is for you.
Volvo from Gothenburg, Sweden was the first car maker to install 3-point seat belts as standard equipment. The belts are incredibly strong, comfortable to wear, and someday one of them could save your life. But only if you buckle it up. Your Metro New York, New Jersey Volvo dealers.
There's a new gasoline that will eliminate knocking in virtually every car on the road. And it's coming. It's a gasoline that will help get top performance out of your car. And it's coming. It's the highest octane sold by any major oil company in America. And it's coming. But it's not coming from Amoco or Exxon or Mobil or Shell. It's coming from Sunoco. New 93.5 Ultra. The ultimate in octane. And you can get it now.
Brewed by Canada's oldest independent family brewery. Imported Moosehead beer. It stands head and antlers above the rest.
Yeah, Marv's getting a little R&R, a little vacation day.
He needs rest. Boy, works hard. Do we have baseball news tonight, Sal?
Yeah, we'll give you some S&M.
S&M.
S&M, Sal Marciano. The Mets streaking with 7 straight wins jumped in Atlanta tonight, and they lead the Cubs by a half game. Mets 5, Braves 4. Rolling from deep in the heart of Dixie. The Mets wrapping Pascual Perez for 3 runs in the first inning. George Foster with a hit to left. Keith Hernandez streaking home. There's the slide and the tag, and he is safe. U.B. Brooks followed with a single to right. Foster came home. The Mets out in front 3-0. Jeff Dedman relieved Perez, and later on in the game in the 7th, George Foster came to the plate. Bang! Kiss that baby goodbye. Number 13 for George. Foster coming alive with the bat. 5-1 Mets. Braves scored 3 times off Walt Terrell, but in the 8th, Jesse Orozco, bases loaded, 2 out. Trevino, the batter, a comebacker. Jesse grabs it and almost throws it away. Hernandez grabbed it to end the inning. 5-4 Mets. They've won 10 of their last 11. The Cubs keep trailing the Mets like bird dogs at Wrigley Field this afternoon. Chicago whipped the Dodgers 7-5. 3 straight wins for the Cubs. Rick Sutcliffe won his 5th and 6th decisions. That's 5 wins by Rick since the deal with the Indians exactly a month ago. Bob Welch started for the Dodgers, loaded the bases in the 1st, and Keith Moreland knocked in a pair. The Cubs added another, and they started with a 3-0 advantage. In the L.A. 3rd, Mike Marshall belted a 3-run homer off Sutcliffe. Marshall's 16th. They were tied at 3-all. But in the bottom of the 3rd, Keith Moreland whacked a 2-run homer. Sutcliffe needed help from Bordy and Smith, who saved his 19th. 7-5 Cubs. The Dodgers 45 up, 45 down. Tommy's team is not a threat. The Yanks trying to win their 3rd straight from the Royals, and they did. They won the opener 7-1 behind Ron Guidry. The nightcap, they beat the Royals 8-1 behind Marty Bystrom. Here's a look at both games. In the opener, Guidry back on the beam. He was 6-7 going in. He had a 5-hitter over 8 innings. Gator struck out 5. He walked none. It was 1-1 in the 6th. Bud Black with 2 men on. His first pitch stroked by Don Baylor for a single, and that knocked in a run. Roy Smalley and Brian Dayette also knocked in runs. Yanks off to a 4-1 lead. Dayette went to the warning track in the 7th to rob Darryl Motley. In the bottom half of the 7th, Butch Davis took a short triple away from Dayette with an over-the-head catch. 7-1 Yanks in the opener. Mike Armstrong with the save. In the second game, Yanks rookie 3rd baseman Mike Pagliarulo ripped a line drive 2-run homer in the 4th to make it 3-0. Pagliarulo's first Major League homer. And in the 7th, Oscar Gamble added a 2-run homer. His 7th, Oscar's 3rd in as many games. The Yanks sweep 2 from the Royals. They've won 3 in a row from Kansas City. Extra innings in Baltimore in the 11th. The Orioles beat the White Sox 7-5. 6 hits for Baltimore, 4 of them homers. 4-3 Chicago in the Baltimore 9th. Floyd Bannister belted for a tying homer by Floyd Rayford, his 3rd of the season, 4 up. In the White Sox 11th, they scored a run, but the Orioles came back on a 3-run homer by Cal Ripken, his 17th. The Orioles win the ballgame 7-5. Elsewhere in the American League, Detroit, Minnesota tied at 3 in the 9th. Milwaukee leads California 5-3 in the 9th. Cleveland's Bert Blyleven spun a 1-hitter against Texas, 5-0 the final there. Back in the National League, Philadelphia beat Houston 7-3. San Diego leads St. Louis 4-3 in the 8th. Montreal over Cincinnati 7-2. The Reds' 7th straight defeat. In the first of 2, Pittsburgh beat San Francisco 8-2. That'll do it for Busy Friday night.
All right, Sal, thank you. Still ahead on News 4 tonight, Al Roker will be here.
Want to go to the beach tomorrow? Sunday? Haha, wait till you hear what Al has to tell us.
They're at work around the clock, in all kinds of weather, repairing and upgrading this system.
I'm a Con Edison splicer, and I maintain this complex underground system that keeps this Big Apple in light. It's a tough job, but it's a rewarding job. I know that because of our work, the Con Edison system is always improving. So the electricity will be there when New York flips the switch.
This has been another service message from the people of Con Edison.
We want a vacation with plenty to do for everybody.
You want a vacation with plenty to do? I'll give you a vacation with plenty to do at Walt Disney World. There's the Magic Kingdom with Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and all sorts of fun things. In Epcot Center, travel around the world and be part of the future in dozens of different adventures. There's a campground in Fort Wilderness, visit River Country or Discovery Island, enjoy a night out with dinner shows from Broadway at the top to the Hoops to Review. Play tennis, golf, horseback riding, fishing, swimming, hiking, biking, boating, canoeing. Enough?
Plenty.
This summer, see all of Walt Disney World in Florida for a vacation with plenty to do.
There's excitement in the air at your Pontiac dealer. The birds are here. Sunbird Coupe for just $79.95 with automatic transmission, rear defogger, AM/FM stereo, and air conditioning. Firebird, same equipment, just $99.82. Catch all the birds at your New York, New Jersey, and Fairfield County Pontiac dealers. We deal in excitement, and we make it affordable.
If you haven't talked to your Pontiac dealer, you haven't shopped for a car.
Summer's really here, so it's time to cool down with Pathmark's Cool Savings. Starting Sunday, you'll get values like these. For only $2.19, you'll get a 1-pound can of Savarin regular, electric, or ADC coffee. With coupon, $1.39 buys you 3-pound, 1-ounce box of Fab laundry detergent with fabric softener. And for 39 cents a pound, pick up a package of Holly Farms U.S. Grade A mixed fryer parts for your outdoor barbecuing. 24 hours a day at Pathmark, you're the one who's number one.
Engine knock on regular unleaded? Get smoother sounding performance with Texaco's highest octane. Texaco's Super Unleaded helps knock out the knocks.
If you had to pick a theme song for the Democratic Convention, an easy choice would be I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Now, most folks associate the tune with singer Tony Bennett. Most people do. My favorite rendition is this one.
Back into the office.
If I had to see that bird, I'd have sworn it was Al Roker.
Actually, the bird has a deeper voice than I do. Well, it's time for a little S&F. That's sun and fun, okay? Although it's M&D, muggy and dark right now, as we take a look at weather video provided by Craig Sanborn and Jason Morghese. We'll see that right now it is pretty warm still out there. I left my air conditioner. 79 degrees right now. Our high today up to 89. Relative humidity 51%. Winds coming out of the west at 5 miles per hour. The barometer right now 30.04, and it is falling. As we take a look at that satellite picture, you can see a little bit of cloudiness just over New York City. Basically hazy conditions. We've got a high pressure system that is setting itself up over the Atlantic. The clockwise flow around that high. A lot of hot, humid air coming in here. So for the next few days, we are going to be looking at very hazy, humid conditions, and again with temperatures tonight dropping down only into the mid-70s, it's going to be a sticky one. Tomorrow we're looking for more of the same hazy and hot. Temperatures only working their way up into the low 90s, although cooler along the shoreline. This will be the same for Sunday. Both days, the threat of a shower or thunderstorm late in the afternoon with the heat and humidity, but otherwise it is going to be a hot one. As we take a look at the forecast for you, for tonight, fair, warm and humid, temperatures back into the upper 60s and low 70s. Tomorrow morning, heading out the door for the picnics or the beach, sunshine and humid, temperatures into the mid-70s. And then for the rest of the day tomorrow, we're looking for hazy, hot, and sticky conditions. Temperatures into the low 90s, a little cooler along the shorelines. Then for tomorrow evening, we're looking for fair skies, humid, temperatures back into the mid-70s in the next 5 days. Sunday, again, hazy and humid at 93. Monday, scattered showers and thunderstorms at 90. Tuesday, thunderstorms at 88. Wednesday, showers and a temperature of 86 degrees. If we go without any rain this weekend, it'll be the first rain-free weekend since June 9th and 10th. Roker wants a cracker.
I'm going to say goodnight in the normal way. Sue has her own way.
In San Francisco.
Who says money doesn't grow on trees? At Apple Bank, your money grows and grows and grows. Apple Bank for savings. We're good for you.
Marcia,
You play these in an hour.
I need some changes.
We can do it.
Whatever the crisis, it's great to have a friend like the Canon AP300 electronic typewriter.
Look, the page sets up automatically.
Change 12 to 14.
Simple.
I know the limo's waiting.
Almost done. Even decimals line up automatically. You made it.
We made it.
Oh.
Canon. So smart, it's friendly.
Time is running out on one of the best furniture offers of the year. Siemens 1-year interest-free financing. Now through 9 p.m. Saturday, July 14th. Qualified buyers can choose from Siemens' enormous selection of furniture packages, incredible values, and get 1-year interest-free financing from date of delivery. Don't let this opportunity go by. Remember, Siemens' 1-year interest-free financing offer ends promptly at 9 p.m. Saturday, July 14th. It's time to see Siemens now.
Presenting the first club soda from Seagram's, crisp and alive. Everything you'd want in a club soda. Presenting the first tonic water from Seagram's, smooth and clear. Every bubble its own taste experience. Presenting the first ginger ale from Seagram's, dry and tangy, the way ginger ale should taste. Seagram's Ginger Ale Club Soda, Tonic Water, and Seltzer. The first mixers good enough to be called Seagram's.
Compare Toyota for quality, value, price. Road and Track magazine compared this Corolla with other sedans in its price range for reliability, durability, response, mileage, comfort, style, and resale. Conclusion, best sedan under $7,000, Toyota Corolla. Toyota has 7 models under $7,000, even one under $6,000. Compare quality, value, and price. It's Toyota, not the other guys.
This has been a presentation of News 4 New York. Actor Robert Merrill on the prime of your life tomorrow at 7.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the MPC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, David Letterman, singer Loudon Wainwright, Omni Games editor Scott Morris, and the mighty Carson Art Players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. Come on. Be honest, I'll tell you what.